All right, we're back. It's the Bald Bearded Bicyclist, and this is week 2 of the Thursday night Fireball series on Grand Island. If you haven't seen this before, you can check out week 1. This is a new version of a series that we've done in the past. It's a crit style series that is A-B division. This is the A. I missed my clip in, and so Drew was giving me some crap for it, which is rightly deserved. We always joke about missing pedals. So gonna just get things started, jump across some early gaps, and Drew, of course, is going to take that speed, and he is going to just take off as he likes to do. So we've already got somebody off the front, takes the pressure off us, jumping forward. You're going to see James come from behind here and try to close that. Just being at the front, it would have been tough for me to be the one to follow that attack. So we got Honcho in here, and I'm just going to fill in some gaps. I'm taking a look behind me to make sure there's other people that are coming around. I'm going to fill in, and then we're getting close to catching Drew here, and I'm going to continue my speed. I got 30 miles per hour, and I'm just going to attack through. So I know James did some work to bring Drew back, and he's probably not looking to immediately jump onto another attack. So I think well timed. Tyler, however, does jump across, which is great. So I look to him. He gets right on the front, and we roll for a bit. Jumping ahead, there's about a half lap later. We've been rotating a bit, and somebody's bringing, I think it's James, back on the front again. And I think Tyler kind of looked back and was just like, nah, there's no reason to continue on with this. So we're just soft pedaling at this point. And honestly, I probably should have gotten to the front and just made them take a little bit longer to close it, because obviously the more work that we could get James to do, the better. But it was still a nice little attack, and kept him on the front for a bit. So at this point, I'm just kind of like soft pedaling. I just kind of got like stuck on the front. I was waiting for somebody to counter as I've been off the front. I was thinking another one of Project, my teammates, would come around and put the pressure back on. But, pace might have been high. Maybe they were a little tired. But we actually get Brian coming from behind here to spur a little bit of a chase, and Drew's quick to get on that. We got Hengel filling in, and as I've been off the front, I'm completely fine just kind of filtering back here. I'm just looking for a wheel as I'm trying to pick up the speed, match that group so I can just slot in and grab on. And Brian's keeping it fast. You'll see it's all kind of strung out through this turn here as he goes. And there's surprisingly not a lot of our teammates near the front here. It's we got Honcho out there, and I thought it was, I don't think I saw him, and I thought I saw somebody else was attacking. So things kind of get jumped again and strung out. And then I kind of I don't want to dump my speed, but there's nowhere to go here. So I end up having to hit brakes. Otherwise, I would have attacked through there. There was just nowhere to take it. Jumping ahead a bit farther. And Drew attacks on the left there. I didn't want to jump over the yellow there, and Hengel kind of slid over, so I couldn't really ride the yellow. So I just let them go. But I'm letting these guys know that Hengel is going, so that we can make sure that we've got guys with them. And then I just kind of let everybody fill in here. And I'm going to just slide back. Try not to do too much work if I can help it, so that I can be ready for any counterattack if that opportunity presents itself. But looking ahead, we've actually got a bunch of little gaps, so it's pretty strung out. I'm gonna just try to jump around a little bit and make sure that I don't get too far behind. Then everybody's punching it out of the turn. We got more people kind of dropping, and I got to do better at, I think, getting, like, using even dropped riders. They still have a draft. Using them and then quickly just swooping around as you come up on them. I just kind of completely avoid them. But if there's no one around, there's no reason why you can't shoot directly at their wheel and then kind of swoop around. Use that draft if you can. I see James go, and Tyler gets on his wheel, so I just kind of fill in, and then I figure Drew can jump on my wheel as well. Now there was a hole right here, and I was carrying speed. I should have just shot that. I was tired, so I kind of waited. This is just a tad bit further, and I was waiting. I think James is kind of tucked in there between Honcho, so I hit it there after I'd had a second to get a little breather. The thing about taking a breather and waiting for the where you feel okay to attack is everybody else has probably had a breather too. So I should have hit that hole originally. I'm still just finding the balance between making sure I don't blow myself up and keeping the hurt on other people. So got a pretty decent gap there, but about a half lap later I look back and Tyler is bringing people back, and Drew kind of pulls up and he's like, Tyler, I didn't know you were on Shikluna. And then Tyler and I are gonna fall to the back, and we kind of chat about how it's probably best in his interest to let Shikluna bring me back. I'm a solo rider. I'm not the strongest out there. The chances of me getting away solo are slim, and it's going to put the pressure on them to bring it back. So what might have been a better strategy would have been for, if you're a solo rider, not affiliated, to mark one of these stronger team members on the opposing team and wait for them to make that move to bring it back, or to get in that break with them. And we're just chatting about it right now, but I get that feeling of like nervousness though, of like, oh, well, what if they don't bring it back? But I mean, if it were Drew off the front, maybe you want to take your chances and try to get in that break with him, bridge to him. But at the same time, you don't really want to bring the entire field. If you're going to just get on the front and do work, that's something the other team should do. Jumping and bridging to that breakaway might be a different thing. That's probably ideal. So I'm kind of pinched here. I couldn't quite follow that. And so I just decided to fall all the way to the back. And I'm happy to do so because I haven't really been at the back. But I'm keeping an eye as things are strung out here, and then all of a sudden they slow down, and I see Moose trying to keep his speed and trying to squeeze by there. Jumped on his wheel nicely, and I'm just tucking in. I'm letting him bring me up to this group. We got Honcho and James up here, who had attacked a little earlier. So the four of us start rotating. I don't think I was going too hard with my pulls in this group. I just kind of wanted to see what was going to happen a little bit. But, again, we like to try to put the odds in our favor and have more people in the break, ideally. But two and two, I'm not opposed to that either. So No, I'll pull, and but I was taking relatively short pulls, and they're not particularly strong. But we've all got teammates back there who are maybe okay with this this mix here. So just a little bit further up, though, you can actually see right behind Honcho, all of a sudden Drew's there, and Larry is close behind. So they must have had a nice little move with the two of them that allowed just the two of them to bridge. They didn't take anyone with them, so that was awesome move. And it's always great when you look back in the rotation of a breakaway and all of a sudden you see more of your teammates and nobody else, and that's a good feeling. You're like, all right, the cavalry has arrived. So now that we're outnumbering, you can see Moose kind of drop to the back, and now I'm fully committed. So we got Drew and Larry, so now you can see my pulls are much higher power than, I was doing like 290, 300 when it was just the three of us. But this is a much better mix, and I just jumped right in behind Larry because I could see James was going to leave a gap. Maybe he's going to try to disrupt this breakaway a little bit, and I wanted to keep things moving. And we get a little bit further away, and we're going to start putting the pressure on these guys. We do have the numbers. James is incredibly strong. We were flying there, and had to kind of alter my line, slow down a little bit just to make sure we stayed in the yellow, and I kind of opened a gap there, unfortunately. But I'll know I bring these guys back. So I make kind of a mistake here, and I go too far to the left of James's wheel, and then I box myself in. That's something I do a couple of times, I think, in this race, and I've done it before, and I have to really anticipate where that front rider is going to drift to so that I can really hit the open side with speed. Again, even if I don't attack hard, carrying my speed is going to force, well, first of all, it's going to keep our group moving faster, but it's going to force the other team to possibly jump on that wheel. So we're kind of letting these gaps open a little bit and playing some games to see if Scicluna guys will close. I'm waiting for a good opportunity. I see this gap here. Drew's kind of pointing, and I know that this is a good opportunity. I kind of waited for Moose. He looked back, and then as soon as he looked back forward, that was when I decided to jump. And those guys kind of are pointing at Moose and saying, like, yeah, if you want to get up there, you gotta do some work. So I jump in with Honcho and James, and the three of us start pulling turns. James was taking pretty short pulls, as he should. Again, he's outnumbered. I'm trying to get him to do a little bit of work, so opening little gaps when Honcho and I are in line kind of forces him to just make those accelerations and keep things moving here. But he's taking turns. They're short, and at this point I'm kind of like, do I fully commit to this, being that I'm not extremely strong here? How much help can I give Honcho? Can I really protect him and make sure that he's not doing too much work in this breakaway? These two guys are much more experienced and much stronger than I am. So some of those kind of thoughts are going through my head, and you can see my power's not crazy, and I think I'm just not fully committed, and I'm honestly thinking that Drew and Larry were back there with Moose, and it might actually be better if they made it up to us with or without Moose. And then I think I look back at some point and I actually see Drew bridging. So I'm very happy about that. And thinking, okay, now we've got things in hand here. He's giving a face. He's stoked to be coming across again. So I think as I pull through and I see him, I'm like, all right, awesome. So lap 6 of 9 here, and we're just looking for opportunities where we can hurt James. So you saw he kind of pulled aside there, and Honcho saw that and just took a little opportunity to accelerate. This was kind of a weak one for me, but you know, whatever I can do to just try to get those little accelerations. It wasn't the best opportunity because James was pretty much on my wheel, and it didn't take him long to fully get in the draft. So there were some opportunities obviously in here that I did better, but every time we keep the speed up and he gets in the draft, it maybe gives another opportunity. Here's another little issue where I slid to the left here. I know I had just done that other attack, but I was carrying speed. I should have just gone to the right and again kept the speed up. But as we're slowing down tremendously here, this would have been a good opportunity for an attack, especially with James on the front. And Drew brings up the speed there, but he didn't really attack. And I think there's some question right now for Drew and I. It's like, well, if Honcho is our protected sprinter, like, do we want to keep attacking James with the possibility of hurting Honcho? Or do we just want to keep the speed high? Like, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking that, at least. Again, I maybe should have gone to the right, because as he started to drift left, I kind of got pinched there. I knew that was a good opportunity to attack. I just wasn't sure which side I should go to. And maybe if I had waited a second longer, I could have gone right. And then you see Honcho does it better than he just kind of drifts to the front. Like, he's not attacking, but he's keeping his speed and he's keeping that pressure on. James has to slide over and make sure that he's in position. So at this point, I'm kind of like, I don't know what we should be doing here, but I'm trying to find every opportunity to just let James close gaps. So Drew came to the front and I just slowed down a little bit, and Drew picked it up at the same time. So all of a sudden we're moving 31, and I think I was gonna attack here, and then I just got pinched. So again, I need to figure out, I shouldn't be watching James. I should be watching whoever's on the front, which was Drew, and he was drifting left, which means I should have been waiting for the opportunity to attack on the right. I think I was drinking my water bottle right here, and I got kind of caught out. So I had to put in a little bit more than I should have just to get back on the wheels here. Definitely don't want to be gapped right before a turn as well when I'm already going to be losing speed. But it gave me the opportunity to kind of come with speed from behind and attack through. So that was a better attack than some of the others. It's taken a little bit longer to close it, so everything I can do to try to soften him up. And I kind of get stuck on the front for a while. I was waiting for an attack, I didn't expect it here, right in the turn. I was going slow. I couldn't really accelerate, because by the time we started turning, I couldn't really pedal there hard. So I was kind of cursing Drew here. I was like, dang it, man. That probably hurt me much more than it hurt James. So as I'm struggling to claw back here, I make another mistake as I get up to this group. Because again, I'm putting in work to get my speed higher than theirs right now, right? That's the only way I can catch them, is my speed has to be higher than theirs. They slow down. What I should be doing is attacking through again, or at the minimum, keeping on the pedals. And I'm coasting here because I just feel like I'm cooked. And then I was like, oh man, I almost got dropped. I need to be careful. That's the wrong mentality. And when I'm not the person who we're really trying to get the win here for, I should have just attacked through, especially coming into the last lap. Anything that I could do to make James do work would have been a good thing. So we're on the last lap here, and I'm just kind of at the end in the rotation, and I think in my head I'm just like, I don't know how to help here. Like, I don't want to screw up Honcho's sprint. I don't want to get in the way. I don't want to like cause them to prematurely sprint. So this is something I need to work on. Just final lap tactics, like how to do the best you can out of whatever group you're in last lap. And obviously it's 3-1 here. We should do really well. Drew kind of got caught on the front, and he brought up the pace and just kind of tried to lead everything out. And sprint starts. I don't even follow Honcho's wheel, and then he dropped his chain. Just such a bummer. I just kind of keep on the power, but and then I realized, I don't know, I maybe should have let Honcho just roll in for second there, because he's currently first in the overall. So that's kind of a mistake on my part, but just such a bummer to have a mechanical there. But at the end of the day, hey, I got second. That's my best performance ever. First podium, and it's a race, which I feel like means a little bit more maybe than Cat 4. Who knows? But fun race. Couple of tactical errors by myself, and some things to work on, but it was a good one, and looking forward to next week. Make sure you're subscribed. We've got these fireballs all summer long. We've got the the Sunday series races as well. So tons of racing coming up this year. Make sure you're subscribed. Thanks a lot.